What's up, everybody? Today we are replacing a cable inside of a boom pole. This boom pole has a coiled up audio cable, XLR microphone cable on the inside of it, and I was trying to use this on set the other day, and it started to kind of give me some noise when it moved in a certain way, and then I wasn't sure exactly what the problem was, so I took a regular microphone cable and I went straight from the microphone at the end of the boom pole and then down the side of the boom pole to my recorder, and I didn't get any more noise anymore. So I know the cable that is inside this boom pole is having some problems. Now, I kind of wanted to just replace just the cable. I can reuse this connector, I can reuse this connector, no problem. So I thought about going out and just buying the replacement coiled cable that's on the inside of this from a generic cable manufacturer, or maybe from one of my favorite cable manufacturers like Conair. But I wanted to make sure it was just the right length and it was just the right diameter of coil so it would fit nicely. So ultimately I just decided to call K-Tek and order a replacement. To do that, you need to know the model number of your boom pole, and it's not printed anywhere on the boom pole as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So I emailed K-Tek and they said they could help me figure out what model boom pole I have. I had to tell them how many sections my boom pole was divided into. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. This is a section, and then this is a section, 6-section boom pole. They wanted to know exactly how long it was at full extension, and they wanted to know how long it was at the collapsed extension. They also wanted me to take pictures of the hardware that's on the boom pole, so they wanted photos of these. Using the information I gave them, they were able to identify what model boom pole I had and sold me the appropriate replacement cable. So here it is. It's got this XLR connector already connected to it. That's for the butt end of the boom pole, and then on the other end we will be attaching this other connector that they've provided, which is a regular 3-pin XLR connector. I suspect that there's only a problem with the cable that's inside the boom pole. I don't think this connector has anything wrong with it, so I'm gonna reuse this connector, and then I'll save this brand new connector that they sent me for a different project. And I'll be careful to make sure I save all the parts for that connector, and I will use it again in a moment. Now, sometimes this bottom connector can be difficult to get off. It actually unscrews. You have to rotate it, but obviously there's not much sticking out for me to be able to get purchase on with my hand. So what I'll do is I'll get another XLR connector, plug that in, and I'll turn that. Here comes the old cable. So we can see here that the old cable has lost some of its elasticity over the years, and the new cable springs back nicely and collapses into a much shorter length despite being the same cable. Now that the old cable has lost some of that elasticity, it's going to be much more likely to bunch up inside your boom pole and cause problems with collapsing your boom pole. Again, there's probably nothing wrong with this connector, so I'm going to remove it and save it for another project. And now for my next trick, I will insert my new cable into my boom pole. Might be a good idea to just blow it out so I can get some dust out. World's largest flute. And now we're gonna take our new cable, feed it into the bottom here with the boom pole collapsed, and fish it out the other end, making sure not to twist up the cable and bunch it up or anything. We got to be careful not to do that. I see the cable at the other end, so I'll just get a little stick or something and push it through and out. There we go. And push this side up nice and gently. Okay, here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to have to screw the bottom part into the base of the boom pole. When I do that, I don't want this coiled cable to twist and bunch on the inside. So what I'll try to do is I'll try to turn this into the cable at the same time that I turn this connector so it doesn't wind up on itself, okay? So I'm just gonna turn it, turning, making sure it doesn't bunch up. Okay, I think that was pretty good. And I'll use that same XLR connector to tighten this connector. Okay, that's pretty good. So now that I've got the new cable in this boom pole and the boom pole is in its fully collapsed position, something I like to do is put a zip tie right up against where the cable goes into the boom pole. Now the reason I put a zip tie on there is it prevents this cable from going any further down into the boom pole than that. So if I extend the boom pole like so, if I hadn't have put that zip tie there, this piece of cable might pull inside the boom pole. And if I had a microphone connected to this end, it might pull on the back of that microphone. And I don't want that, so I put a zip tie here to secure that in place, make sure that won't happen. And I'll clip off the end of the zip tie. And now I'm gonna put that XLR connector back on. Now remember, put the back shell of your XLR connector on first. I am impressed with the rubber jacket on the outside of this cable. It is resisting my wire cutters. Oh, I think I got it. I think I win. Oh, there it goes. Oh, foil shield. Fancy. Okay, and before I plug it into anything, I'm going to check to make sure I have all the proper connections with my digital multimeter. Make sure that pin 1 is only connected to pin 1 on the other side. There we go. Good. Make sure pin 2 is only connected to pin 2 on the opposite side. There it is. And make sure pin 3 is only connected to pin 3 on the other end of the boom pole. Very good. And that, my friends, is how to replace the cable that's inside your boom pole. Thanks for watching.